let's say after this camera stops animation and it comes to this number 5. Let me see this. Okay, goes to number 5. Play the video. And okay, and let's say pause at camera number 5, and we are going to let it pause for. Okay, let's leave it. So I just made the number 5. So make sure that I have a camera at this position where I want to trigger a UI or anything. There's something you can trigger anything to disabled or enabled when you arrive to camera number 5. So how do you do that? So if you go to your main camera script, we can use this script called camera follower number 6 collection detection script, collider detection script. So in the script, we are going to bring this in. So this is a set because I figured that it's easier, it's better to actually use this kind of scripting ways of doing it than using real collider detection. So that's why, yeah, you have to use this script. We are going to use this script for this exercise, and later, if I have a little bit more time, I will explain the principle of this script. So, okay, in the main camera, we are going to bring this script. So these two scripts are actually set. The camera follower number 6 and camera follower number 6 collider detector. This is a set. If you don't have this thing, this won't work. So just keep that in mind. So what this does, later I will show you another trick how to do this more manually, so you don't have to script it if you are not scripting the animation at all. These parts, I don't recommend you to touch anything inside this script, but this script you need to touch it. You need to script it by yourself because your UIs and design will be different from for any project. So we're going to edit the script. Okay. So what is this? Edit script, right click, edit script, okay. Camera follower collider detector, okay. So there are a few things, it's pretty easy to change. I will show you how to change them. What we want to do is, so for this one, we are going to make another UI button, for example, or anything. I'm going to maybe make a button. So Control D. I'm going to put it on the center and maybe make a little bit larger, more obvious. And then I'm going to use different image. This enter image, enter icon. And the text will be enter. So this will appear when we arrive to camera number 5. How do we do that? So enter. So this is the enter button. I don't want to see this until I come to camera number 5. All right, so in the main camera, we will just name it properly. So this is camera number 5, so I'm going to name it canvas 5. This name doesn't really matter, but I named it like that. So maybe you have a button, but maybe you also have something else. Maybe you have a nice image or icon that you want to also show, but only when you enter here. So you can also group that. Let me just show you as an example. So I'm going to right click and make a panel, and this panel can be any image. You know, it can be any instruction about the room, or maybe it's a text about the introduction. It can be anything, isn't it? Yeah, and then this is, let's say this is like pinkish kind of with some instruction, whatever. And these two things is going to be appeared when we arrive to camera number 5. So we can group it by adding an empty game object. We set it UI number 5. So I just follow the name of the camera, so I don't make a mistake. So UI number 5 is number enter button and panel number 5. Okay, and maybe I'm going to do the similar Control D for maybe number 6, for example. And I won't have any button in this case, but maybe this one is about is an image about something and about like thank you or something like that. So let's also make a text. I'm going to align this to the center. Maybe I will say animation or the end, for example. Just to give you an okay, so we have UI number 5 and UI number 6. Okay. And for UI number 5, we have a enter button. For this one, what we want to do is we want to go to that second level of the interior scene. So for that, we need to go to player controller, go to specific level, and we have to number it as 2. But before that, we have to add the scene to the build setting. So just before we go ahead, I'm going to go to this another level, go to File, Build Setting, and make sure I have that scene added here. So that's number 2 level. Okay, once I have that.
Hey, Soming.
Hey.
When you add the scene to the build settings, you have to click or be inside of the scene, like you have to have it open?
Yeah, otherwise I don't know how. So it says add open scenes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so it only adds open. You can delete it. You can remove it later.
Or you also can just drag and drop the scene from your project.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Thank you. So you can drag. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you. Cool. Okay. Cool. So we have canvas, UI. I have 2 UI. You can have any kind, many UIs as a group of anything. actually now I have UIs inside Canvas, but actually you can also trigger any other objects, like animation, humans, people, characters, anything. But okay, in this case, we are using UI. And here, because in my example, I have 2, 4, 5, 6. So we are going to just edit this according to our own need. Where is this? Sure that this is okay. So here, from the example, you can already tell that this represents the UI or the game objects. Because now we have number 5 and 6, I'm going to turn these ones off. You don't have to change anything else. Here you need to change it. And here you will need to change this part. So it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? So if you have camera number 5 and 6, what you have to do is, what this means is, okay, I'm going to turn this off. So when the camera, when we are meeting the camera number 5, so camera number 6, I'm going to turn on the camera number 5 UI, say true. Everything else false, but actually because now I don't have number 2 and 4, we don't have to have that 2 lines. So it's 5 and 6. When I'm inside camera number 5, I turn my UI to be true. Otherwise, I turn everything else off. That's it, really straightforward. So you just change it here, here, and here. That's it.
Hey, Somi. The naming convention, you have to keep it like how you have it in order for it to work. Like you have to have like I guess cam 0.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So you have to follow this naming convention here.
Mm-hmm.
Very good question. Thank you. Yes. Or if you can change this name to camera, for example, yeah, then you have to change the name here, camera.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as this name is same, it's gonna detect it.
And for the canvas,
Canvas, you don't have to worry too much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because this one is you are giving the canvas object as a game object to here. So we are going to drag that here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. But camera is detected from the name. That's why you need to care about the naming for camera. But for these ones, yeah, you just put the object in. Good question. Thank you. Okay, now let's have a look. If we play, okay, let's replay. It's on. Okay, so that was not great. Play. Okay, now it's working. Play. Second camera. Third camera. Animate. Camera number. Pausing at the 3 and become 5. Okay, I can enter to this scene. Okay, now I cannot come back, right? So now I have to add a UI to that scene. But let's finish playing this. So I have number 5 and number 6. one more thing, we can also pause the autoplay. So we can add one more canvas UI toggle. You can add a toggle button. And then we can change this label to auto play. And you can turn on and off the autoplay. So it's not going to automatically go to the next camera if we set that. So main camera and follower toggle autoplay. That's it. Play this. So now it's playing. So if I toggle autoplay off, it won't go to, shouldn't go to this one. Okay, I'm going to pause. I have the autoplay off. It's autoplaying still. Okay, let me check something. Toggle main camera. It should toggle autoplay like this, but I don't know why it's not. It's not a big deal. If I have turned off, it shouldn't go to the second camera, but it's still going. So, okay, so maybe the autoplay toggle is not working. I'll fix that. Okay, but anyways, let's go to the interior view and let's finalize adding this button here. We can actually just copy paste this one as I'm a bit lazy. We have this home button. I'm going to Control C and Control V. You need a canvas. Put it under the canvas. And instead of home, I'm going to say go back to the previous scene. So I'm going to change this icon to exit and exit the room. The main camera should go back to, should also have the player controller. And use the player controller, go to specific level, number 1 instead of 0. So we're not going back home, we are going to the main game level. So let's say, okay, so this is all complete. Now we can play, we can quit, we can play, starts playing, pausing, 2 seconds. This one, pause for 2 seconds, start animation. I'm gonna pause for 5 seconds. 3 seconds. No, pause for 2 seconds. Yeah. And then for 6, it triggers this. For 5, I can enter. I can exit. Come back to this scene. All right. So that's a complete game from, at least from this.
Hey, Somi.
Hi.
So for when you have like all this, like each, let's say each individual scene, they have their own main cameras. So you have to like load the script to those cameras every time.
Yes. For each
Okay.
scene. Yes.
And then when you do the what's it called, the project settings, it's always gonna run on that main camera, right? Like that's why you put them in order. So like it's gonna go from main camera to main camera to main camera.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Now this is finished. Yeah, this is a complete. Let me just show you. Did you cover recording video yesterday? If not, yeah. It's,
No.
okay. So finally, when we make videos, we were using this Unity recorder. So I'm going to go back to this scene. So you need to just, in the package manager, you can search for Unity recorder and install. Okay. Once you have that, I believe you can find that from where is it? Video? No.
It's in Window General.
Oh, Window General. Okay, recorder. Yes, it's here. So you can find the menu from Window General, Recorder, Recorder window, and you can choose different options, but add the recorder, and it's easy to just make movie, or you can make animation sequence. So I'm going to make a movie. Yeah, and this is a good format, MP4. And oh, this design was designed for this UD, this screen. You can also change the screen ratio. This is quite important because you should really actually check this, how this is going to look like in different ratio in your mobile phone. That's why my left button is missing, because my alignment was wrong. So I'm going to fix that by going to my previous button, and alignment should be on the left bottom corner. Previous button. Here, and I should have changed it. I think my auto toggle was also. Now, if you change the ratio, okay, at least all of them are shown in the screen. That's great. Okay. So I'm going to export this 1920 by 1080 video. So resolution. Yes. FHD, this will be 1920 by 1080. That is standard. If you want higher, you can go to 4K. This is what we use. Okay. Let's check this frame rate to be 30, and that's it. Okay, now if you play, the game will start playing. You can stop the game to stop recording. So we're going to just play this. I have some problem with my UI, so I'm going to do this again. Okay, so this was actually recorded, so we can go to this project folder, recording. It's actually recorded. It literally records everything that you do. Let me do this again. Stop. Oh, I didn't record. Shit. Did I? Oh, yes, I did. It's not a beautiful reference, but yeah, so that's how it works. Is there anything, any questions so far for here?